This is AB8MO, and I got too many radios turned up. Taking a few over-the-air check-ins before I open up the floodgates of NetLogger. So if you're out here on the repeater and you don't want to be put at the bottom of the list here when all the NetLogger check-ins check in, I'm listening. This is AB8MO.
Kilo, Charlie, 8, Hotel, Delta, Papa, KC8, HDP, Jerry in Shreve.
Kilo, Echo 8, Tango, Quebec, Romeo, Keith in Uniontown, KE8TQR.
All right, I got KC8HDP Jerry and KE8TQR Keith. Anybody else?
For Isaac.
Okay, got you in there, Chuck. I take it you're in and out as you usually are.
Yes, sir. Show me it out. Just waiting for the chicken rod. Before he hides it.
Got you in there, Chuck. I'm just about to fire up NetLogger here. Got you on the list. This is AB8MO standing by for the official pre-show when KE8QWE will be officiating. AB8MO is now clear.
The BeaconNet, a gathering of hams from around the world, will start on the system in 30 minutes. Come join us.
W8WKY.
CQ, CQ, CQ. Come one, come all. Welcome to the Sunday night edition of the BeaconNet. This is Mike, KE8QWE. On the Whiskey 8, Whiskey Kilo Yankee repeater, I will be doing the pre-checks for tonight. This is a directed net, and all traffic needs to go through net control. If there's any priority or emergency traffic, you can break in at any time. Let's just take a quick pause, see if we have anybody. Okay, it's all quiet, so which is good. Okay, the net is on the following. Whiskey 8, Whiskey Kilo Yankee repeater on 147.39 with a positive offset and a PL tone of 114.8. Allstar Node of 48,496. An Echolink connection of Whiskey 8, Whiskey Kilo Yankee dash Romeo. Okay, before we get this show moving, let's go ahead and do the traditional Mickey Mouse roll call. And let's go ahead and start at the top. We have Kilo Echo 8, QKO, Nick at night. Hello, Nick.
QKO. Good evening. Good evening, everybody else who's listening and waiting to check in eagerly to the pre-show of the Beacon Net. I'm standing by, sir, and I'll be around at 10 p.m. for the start of the net. With that, I'll pass it back to you, K8QKO.
Okay, Nick, that sounds good. Welcome to the net. I'm sure you will do a fantastic job. You always do. And next is me, Kilo Echo 8, Whiskey Echo. I'm here. And let's go to Orville. Talk to just Nick. K88 SLG. Hello, Nick.
K88 QWE. This is K88 SLG. You and Nick sound absolutely marvelous. Good to have some new blood in here tonight. Eric's going to be doing trivia. That's pretty cool. And I have no responsibilities whatsoever. K88 SLG, back to net control.
Okay, Nick, and like always, you sound fantastic. I'm sure I sound like me, whatever that may be at any given time. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and clear with K88 SLG. Let's go to Medina. Talk to Squatch of Medina. K88 EPC. Hello.
K8QWE and the net. This is KD8EPC, the Squatch of Medina. Anyway, we're here. We're standing by. We'll be listening. We should be here. I think we'll be awake. So there you go. KD8EPC, back to pre-net control.
Hey, Dustin, you sound fine. I'm going to go ahead and clear with KD8 EPC. The world's greatest, Andy, AB8MO. Hello.
Well, I don't know about world's greatest vlogger. I almost forgot it was Sunday. I barely had enough time to get NetBlogger up, but I'm here, I think. And all you people that are on NetBlogger, I got a quick call in for guys who are checking on RF, and we're up to a total of 13 check-ins. Got everybody who is currently on NetBlogger is checked in. So what more can I say other than throw it back to you, because you get paid more than I do at this time. K8QWE, this is AB8MO, and Eric is our guest trivia master tonight. I am thrilled to say. Back to you there, Mike.
Okay, well, Andy, here's the thing. Neither one of us are being paid. So whether I'm paid more than you or you are paid more than me, it doesn't matter. We're both just not being paid. Granted, I don't know how much anybody would pay me. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and clear with AB8MO. Let's go talk to our new trivia master, KE8 VZLO.
K8QWE and the pre-net. This is KE8 VZA over here in Strong's, and I have a trivia question ready to roll with time, and I'm looking forward to the response for it. It's hopefully very challenging, thought-provoking, but that's about all I have for now. Back to you, Mike.
Okay, Eric, you're cutting out a little bit. You're breaking up. I don't know if you're on RF or Echolink or any of those. You might want to try moving a little bit, see if that helps. Over. Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo to KE8 VZA.
KE8QWE, KE8 VZA. Is this any better, Mike?
It totally is. Yep, that right there sounds fine. Over.
Thanks, Mike. KE8VZA.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and clear with Eric. Eric, let's go ahead and I'll go through who we have on our list right now. Let's start out with Shreve, and let's see what KC8HDP. Hello, Jerry.
Good evening, Mike, Eric, and everyone on the Andy and everyone on the net team tonight. Good to hear everyone. I will be here for the duration, so I'll send it back to you and let you get to the other check-ins. KC8HDP, back to net.
Okay, that sounds good. Welcome to our net. I'm going to go ahead and clear with KC8HDP. Let's go to Uniontown, Keith. KE8TQR. Hello.
KE8QWE, KE8TQR. Good evening, Mike. I'm going to be sticking around, so keep me on the list. I'll send it back to you at pre-net control. KE8TQR.
Okay, Keith, that sounds good. You're coming in loud and clear. I'm going to go ahead and clear with KE8TQR. Looks like we have Chuck in Florida, and he is in and out. Let's go to Tulsa. I don't know whether Ray is there or not. K5CFY. Hello, Ray.
WE8QWE. This is K5CFY. And good evening, Mike. Thanks for doing the pre-show. And I'll definitely be hanging around. And so, anyway, I'd like to thank everybody that keeps this net going. It's a wonderful net. I'll jump off and we'll be listening. K5CFY, back to.
Okay, Ray, welcome to our net. I'll go ahead and clear with K5CFY. Okay, let's go and see what Mark is up to. KG4SCK. Hello, Mark.
Hey, good evening, Mike. I will be here for the duration, trying to keep the temperature up. KG4SCK, back to net control. Pre-net.
Yeah, Mark, I could have used some warm weather today. I was playing at a benefit show today, and we started setting up at 12:30, and we didn't get out of there till after 6, and oh man, it was outside. By the time we were done, we were all freezing. It got to the point where I'm not even sure how it even sounded. But in any event, the show must go on. So in any event, I'll go ahead and clear with KE8. Sorry, I'll go ahead and clear with Mark. KG4SCK. See you, Mark. Okay, let's go over to Akron. Let's see what Josh and Lucy are up to. KE8YUG. Josh, hello.
W8WKY.
Good evening. Yeah, it's K8YUG, Josh and Avon Lake. Sometimes mistaken for Josh and Akron. Yeah, not too much going on over here. Just hanging out, enjoying the blue screen, and chatting with everybody on NetLogger. This is a lot of fun. And yeah, I'll be sticking around all night here. Looking forward to it. Yeah, all the excitement that's going to be coming here, and looking forward to Eric's question there. But all right, I'll kick it back to you. K8YUG, Josh and Avon Lake.
Okay, Josh, welcome to our net. I'll go ahead and clear with KE8YUG, not YUK. Okay, Fred. Whiskey Alpha 8 KOZ. Hello, Fred.
Good evening, Mike, to you and everyone else in here on the net, enjoying it with you. Thanks for taking my check-in. I am sorry to say I'm going to have to be in and out this evening, but I always enjoy checking in on the Beacon Net, and
I hope that everybody's have a good weekend, and the rest of this next week goes well for everybody. Got some cooler temperatures here in Akron, which is not anything to complain about. It's going to kill some of these mosquitoes because they've been miserable lately. And anyway, have yourself a great net. Always good to talk to you. We'll say 7-3 to you and everyone else and turn it back to you. This is Whiskey Alpha 8 Kilo Oscar Charlie. 7-3.
Okay, Fred. Hey, have a great night and a great week. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and ID this thing before I take any more check-ins. This is Kilo Echolink, Quebec Whiskey Echo on the Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee repeater. If you'd like to join us for the Sunday night edition of the Beacon Net, please come with your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name, please. Okay, could you come with your call sign again? We were not able to make anything out on that. Over.
K-8 Quebec Foxtrot Tango. KE8 QFT Fred in Medina.
Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo WV3K Phil in Canal Fulton.
Kilo Echo 8 Bravo Hotel Quebec KE8 BHQ Benjamin out of Strasbourg.
Whiskey 8 Dango Foxtrot Mike Erie County, mark me in and out.
Okay, I'll go ahead and run down who I have. KE8 QFT, hello Fred, how's it going?
Oh, we're doing okay. Had a couple of, gee whiz. Well, a couple of weeks that were kind of like up and down there, mostly down, but thought we'd join you tonight. Back to the pre-net.
Okay, Fred, that sounds good. Hey, welcome to our net. I always enjoy your sports commentary. So I'll go ahead and clear with KE8 QFT. And let's go to Chris in Amherst. KE8 MMY. Hello, Chris.
Good evening to everyone on the net. KE8 MMY. Just a little new with the whole net logger thing, so I'm learning that, and I am eager to hear what Eric has set up for us. I'm sure that it will be a brain twister.
Okay, Chris, that sounds good. We're glad to have you on our net. I'm going to go ahead and clear with KE8 MMY Chris. Okay, Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo. Hello, Phil.
Hello, Mikey. How you doing? This is Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo. Mike, it's just good to hear your voice. You're sounding really good. And to all those that are also coordinating and working with you to make this possible for each of us. I'm not going, unfortunately, to be able to stay with you. I got to get up early. An alumni colleague of mine from AU is we're getting ready to go over to one of the nursing homes and unfortunately be with someone who has ALS and is in real bad shape, and his family's going to be there. So we've got an event that I'm not looking forward to, but it's been a long time friend that we've known from from high school and through college. So I'm going to have to get up early and meet with my friend that came from North Carolina to be with our buddy at one of the nursing homes here up in Green. Anyway, with that, Mikey, I'm going to let you go. Have a wonderful evening, great net, and everyone enjoy each other's fellowship together, because that's what life is all about, is caring and loving on one another and being there for each other. So with that, Mikey, I'm going to let you go. Continue on, and it's good to hear you. God bless, and love to all. This is Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo, back to pre-net control.
Okay, Phil, yes, I know. I've had to do more of those than I would like to as I'm growing older, but I always find peace within myself, and usually I think it helps the other person who is reaching the end of life have peace too. So go ahead and have a great night. Get yourself some sleep. I'll go ahead and clear with Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo. Okay, we have Ben, KE8BHQ/AG. Hello, Ben.
KE8BHQ, yes, /AG. Passed the test, and I'm pretty proud about that. I will be sticking around for the big show tonight. I'll give it back to you. This is KE8BHQ.
Okay, Ben, that sounds good, and congratulations. You're now a freshly minted general class. I'll tell you one thing. Once you get into the general and above, it opens up a whole lot more things you can do. I know that I was shocked at how much time I spend on HF now. So I'll go ahead and clear with Ben. Okay, I get E8 TTF, which is Henry. He was in and out. So if you would like to join us for the Sunday night edition of the Beacon Net, please come with your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name, please.
JB, the Alpha Foxtrot 5 Julia Bravo, Matt, Tulsa, Oklahoma. What time?
Whiskey 8, Tango, Foxtrot, Mike, Erie County, mark me in and out.
Okay, we picked up Matt, AF5JB. Hello, Matt.
W8WKY.
Well, I appreciate it. Good evening to you and everybody else out there on the net. Hope everybody's doing well out there, and I'm doing very well. I went out of town and saw a couple of friends of mine. One of them moved back to his old house, which was kind of a good thing. He's got several acres out there, and he got plenty of space. So happy to see him get his old house back, but. Other than that, I'm doing very well. I'm glad to see the weather cool down in Oklahoma finally. I thought it never cooled down there for a while. It's been kind of a hot summer down here. It seemed like, but yeah, did my chores and did my laundry and all that, and visit my friends, and then he had some pizza and then had a beer and went to bed. So my Saturday night, I just kind of take it easy for a day. Didn't do a whole lot, and things start a whole new week. So other than that, I did very well. Good to hear everybody out there. It's always have a good day week, and always good to hear you guys. 73. Thank you so much for your time, and catch y'all next time. And this is AFIJB, Matt. I'm located at the city of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I'm clearing your final. Catch y'all next time. Thanks again.
Okay, Matt, that sounds good. Sounds like you've had a good day. I always like this, but every single time you check in, you say, well, I'm going to have a beer and I'm going to go on to bed. So you go ahead and have a great night. I'm going to go ahead and clear with AF5JB. Okay, Mark, KC8FQV. Hello, Mark.
Hey, good evening. Yep, I seen you caught me on the net log screen, and I may have caught me on the connection on the DV switch. So, good day today. Nice day, even though it's a little chilly. But, hey, we could complain worse than that. So, we'll be around for the show, KSFTV.
Okay, Mark, that sounds good. Hey, man, the net wouldn't be without you. Yes, it was cold today. I was playing an outdoor gig, and by the time we were done, it was about, I don't know, probably 5:30, somewhere in there. We were all freezing. We were at the point where it was even hard to play. So in any event, I'm going to go ahead and clear with KC8FQV Mark. If you'd like to join us for the Sunday night edition of the Beacon Net, please come with your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name, please. Okay, it's slowing up a little, but that is normal. Yeah, I tell you, it has been cool, but I also agree we need to get some cold weather and a couple of freeze cycles to get rid of the mosquitoes and them things that have been a nuisance. So, if you'd like to join us for the Sunday night edition of the Beaconette, please come with call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name, please.
KD8SLG, recheck.
KD8SLG, go ahead, Nick.
Woohoo! Rechecks during the pre-show. KE8QWE, thank you, Mike. I just wanted to jump in, and I wanted to congratulate Ben there on getting his general on Saturday. I was over there to see his smiling face bounce up the steps. So fine business there, Ben. And it's great having Eric joining us to do some trivia tonight. That's absolutely fabulous. And I did want to thank the Norse group, the guys who were in here from Norse tonight. We had a great lunch together yesterday. That was a blast. And if anybody gets in trouble for linking up the repeater tonight, send them to me. KD8SLG, back to net control. Thanks, Mike.
Well, it sounds like you both had a great weekend. I know I was excited when I got my general. It's weird. I don't think I was as excited when I got my extra, even though I only missed a couple of questions. But it's like, okay, fine, I got that, because really the general's what gives you all of the extra stuff. So, in any event, if you'd like to join us for the Sunday night edition of the Beacon Net, I need you to come with your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name, please.
Kilo Delta 2, Hotel Charlie Echo will be in and out. I got a whole bunch of computer problems tonight.
Okay, we picked up KD2 HCE. That's Chris. He's going to be in and out. If you'd like to join us for the Sunday night edition of the Beacon Net, please come to the call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name, please.
Kilo 5, Oscar Sierra Bravo, K5 OSB, Lloyd in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Check in only.
Okay, we picked up K5 OSB. I just wanted to check, Lloyd, to make sure you are just going to be in and out tonight.
In and out tonight. Thank you, sir, for being there. K5 OSB, back to net control.
Okay, Lloyd, that sounds good. Have a great night. Okay, I still have time for a few more check-ins. If you'd like to join us for the Sunday night edition of the Beacon Net, please come with your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name, please.
Whiskey Juliet 9 Echo. Whiskey Juliet 9er Echo. Mike in Indiana.
Okay, I picked up Whiskey Juliet 9 Echo. Hello, Mike.
Hi, good evening from Indiana.
W8WKY.
Okay, Mike, hello. A quick question. Are you going to be here for the whole net and do our trivia, or are you going to be in and out? Over.
Gotta get up early in the morning, so I'll just be in and out.
Okay, Mike, that sounds good. Have a great night. Thanks for getting checked into our net. Okay, this is Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo on the Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee repeater. It looks like my shift is up. I like to thank everybody. We had a lot of nice, orderly folks get checked into our net. So at this point, I'd like to go ahead and pass it on over to our net control for tonight. This is Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo to KE8QKO. Nick is all yours.
Thank you very much, Mike, and fine business on the pre-show as always. All right, good evening and welcome to the Beacon Net. My name is Nick and my call sign is KE8QKO, and I will be net control for the evening. The Beacon Net meets every Sunday and Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time here on the WWKY repeater 147 Mark 390 positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8, Allstar Node 48496, and Echolink WAWKY-R. This is direct to net, so all traffic must pass through net control. We are linked in with our friends in Oklahoma that do drop in and various other repeaters, so we ask that you key for a couple of seconds before and after you transmit so we hear everything you've got to say. Before we start taking check-ins, is there any emergency or priority traffic? Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. Stations that haven't already checked into the pre-show that would like to check into the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. All right, nothing heard there. It sounds like Mike did a pretty good job getting all the checked in early on the pre-show. So, before we go to our list of check-ins tonight, we're going to go back and we're going to go to our trivia master for the evening, K8VZA Eric. All right, let's go ahead and hear that trivia question.
KE8QKO in the group. This is KE8VZA here to bring you your trivia question for tonight. Let me flip over to that screen here. Okay. After I read this, I'll read it twice and then I'll put it in the blue screen. In urban areas in the 1800s United States, what did the night soilmen do? The night soilmen, what did they do? A, removed the contents of privies behind people's homes. B, robbed graves. C, cleaned horse droppings from the city streets. Or D, dug graves the night before burials. So once again, let me take a break for time here real quick. Okay, once again, in urban areas in the 1800s United States, what did the night soilmen do? A, removed the contents of privies behind people's homes. B, robbed graves. C, cleaned horse droppings from the city streets. Or D, dug graves the night before burials. So I'll put this in the blue screen. Back to you, Nick at Night.
All right, Eric. Fine question. I'm going to take some time to think on that one. I'm not sure which way I want to go with it. Sounds like either droppings or, well, dropping. So I guess I'll have to see which way. We'll see which way the crowd goes, but I'll try to think about it myself as I go along and see what I like. All right, and we do not have an alternate question yet, so the first few stations that come in here, they're going to have to, I might have to try to get back to them, or they might have to get them to recheck to get the alternate question answered if it shows up. I'm not really sure. But, you know, how things go. People get busy. But it's usually here, so we'll see what we have. And before I go through the check-ins, I'm going to say this is KE8QKO on the WWQI repeater, going through our list of check-ins for the BeaconNet this evening. And we're going to start with KC8HDP, Jerry in Shreve. Go ahead and take it away, Jerry.
Good evening, Nick. Nice to check in with you this evening. And thank you, Eric, for the trivia question. I'm going to answer that before I forget. All of them sound plausible to me, so I'm just going to guess Delta. Who knows? See how that works. Mike was talking about being cold outside today. I know what he's talking about. Yesterday was the situational emergency test. We had ours down at Mohican State Forest. Had to be there at 6:30 in the morning, and it was 39 degrees by the lake or at the dam, and it was colder away from it because the water kept the temperature close to the air temperature close to the water warmer. But and the highest it got was like 51 degrees, and there was a breeze, and then it rained and got us wet, and so it was cold. But the test went well. Of course, we had things go wrong, and that's the whole point of having a test, to see what goes wrong. But it was a lot of fun anyway, even though it was cold. Congratulations to everyone who upgraded or got their license yesterday at the Sarah test. Good job, buddy. Don't really have anything else, so I'm going to send it back to you, Nick, KE8QKO, and the BeaconNet 73 from KC8HDP.
All right, thank you, Jerry. Got your answer down there for Delta. Yeah, being cold today was chilly, but I don't know if I'd call it cold. I was my son's Boy Scout troop went up camping in Geneva in Geneva State Park Friday night. We ended up packing up at the end of the day on Saturday because Friday night the winds were like 30 miles an hour. Everybody's tent was like half blowing over, and it was looking like that was not going to improve Saturday night. And then we added some rain and hail while we were packing up, so we felt like that was a pretty good choice. And I can appreciate that. So today I was in my warm house. Yesterday and Friday night I was not nearly as warm, and I'll tell you that felt much colder. But it was nice sleeping in a warm sleeping bag when it was cold out. So give and take. Anyway, next we're going to go down to K8TQR Keith in Uniontown. Go ahead and take it away, sir.
KE8QKO, KE8TQR. Good evening tonight, Nick. Thanks for running the net tonight, and thanks for the rest of the crew behind you doing a fine job. Glad you guys do run the net on Sunday night. Good evening to everyone else here on the net tonight. Good to hear everybody, and hope everybody's weekend was really nice. Now that the rain held off, I was able to get my trenching done for the grounding for the tower. So the trenches are all dug. Now all I got to do is drive the 8-foot copper 5/8 grounding rods and run all the wire. So I've got more to do. So never ending. Anyway, my answer for the trivia is going to be A for Alpha. Yeah, that's what it is. A for Alpha. With that, I'll send it back to you, Nick. Y'all have a great evening. This is KE8TQR saying 73.
W8WKY.
All right, Keith. Thank you. We got you down there for Alpha. Next, we had WB4AIZ in and out, and then we are now down to K5CFY Ray from Tulsa. Go ahead and take it away, Ray.
KE8QKO. This is K5CFY. Good evening, everybody. Guys are really lighting up the airways with the BeaconNet tonight, which is always a fun thing. My answer is going to be Charlie. We'll see how that goes. So anyway, thanks for running the net. Good to hear everybody out there, and hope everybody has a great weekend. 73 K5CFY, Willie Liston.
All right, thank you, Ray. Got you down there for Charlie. We are now down to KG4SCK Mark, who I'm guessing is in Ohio because he was talking about the Holy House. I like the Holy House. They got a really good shepherd's pie. I enjoy it whenever I go. Mark, take it away.
Hey, good evening, Nick at night. Oh, yeah, man. It was an excellent weekend. I mean, couldn't be better. You know, the T-shirt contest, that's a feather in the cap, I guess. Then I helped out with the VE testing, and, man, that was awesome. I've seen the littlest ham ever now. This little kid, when he passed his test, there were cheers and clapping coming out of the room downstairs. It was awesome. And then a nice eyeball QSO with the Noors up there at the Hooley house. That was fun. And I tell you, if you get to sit next to Chris, you're going to laugh. He's a funny guy. Funny. So it was an excellent weekend. And, my answer. I'm torn between Alpha and Delta. Alpha doesn't look like any fun at all, but neither does Delta. I'm going to go with Alpha. KG4SCK back to net. Thanks, guys. 73s.
All right. Thank you, Mark. Sounds like a fine weekend indeed. Glad you got to see that. Hopefully one of these days I'll talk my kid into doing that and have a youngin' going in there. But you never know. He doesn't really want to do the dad stuff, so he has really no interest in the radio. But it is what it is. We'll see. Maybe someday I'll change his mind. And we are now going down to K8YUG. Josh. How you doing, Josh? And what traffic do you have for that tonight?
K8QKO, Nick. It's good to hear you and everybody on the net. Yeah, it's a good night here. Sunday night, just wrapping it up, enjoying the blue screen and hanging out with everybody here on RF. And it was a good weekend. Bunch of radio stuff and did my website stuff. A little bit of progress there. And it was really cool seeing everybody at the lunch, the Noors lunch at the Hooley house. It was a good time, and my wife was there, and my mom showed up, which was pretty cool too, and got to meet everybody. And I got to see some people I hadn't met yet. That was a lot of fun. And then of course seeing people I've already met. Good time. And I got to sit next to Chris too. And yeah, it's hard to eat and laugh. He's a riot. I'm enjoying him in the blue screen too. It's a good time and good hearing seeing Nick out there. I got to meet Nick and Mark and everybody. It's if I forgot you, didn't mean to. It was just cool. It was a good lunch and enjoying every bit of it. So I just picked up, ordered our t-shirts there. Had to order some t-shirts. So I think I got it in time. Both my wife and I got one coming. I had to pay a little extra for the bigger one, but that's all right. That's I'm used to that. But all good, and looking forward to it. Good t-shirt design there. So I'll send it back to net 73, but I'm going to listen out. It's a good net here. K8YUG back to net.
All right, Josh. I think you said it, but I think I might have missed it. What was your answer for the trivia question again?
I did not say it. I was too excited about the lunch. But I'm going to go with C, the horse droppings, because of the time frame, the 1800s. But, C is my final answer. Back to net, K8YUG.
All right, thank you, sir. Got you down there for Charlie. Next was WA8KOC Fred, who is in and out, and we are now down to K8QFT. Uncle Fred. How you doing tonight, Fred? And what traffic do you have for us this evening?
Well, first of all, the trivia. I think the trivia would be Charlie, although I have absolutely no idea. Let's see, what else is going on? Oh, wife is in the hospital. They're going to do a catheterization on her tomorrow. Her heart, they put a camera, where they send a camera up you, and they look at your heart. I guess is the best way to explain this. Hopefully she'll be okay in that area. They may have to put stints in her. A few years ago, I had to go to Akron. They were talk about putting stints in me. However, the doctor, once he took a look at that camera, he said that wouldn't be needed. So we'll see what happens with her. The finger sealing, it's incredible the way that finger heals. It's, wow. Well over a week now since I even had a bandage on it. In the meantime, other things have come up in my personal life. I put the new part-time job on hold and just trying to get back a little bit more into radio, into areas where I haven't been before. Well, anyhow, I hope I didn't use up too much time and time this thing out. It's been a while since I've been on. KE8QXT back to net control.
All right, Fred. Thank you, sir, and I hope your wife does well. Definitely send our prayers her way. Got you down there for Charlie for the answer. And before I go down to the next station, I'm going to say this is KE8QKO, the WWKY repeater, where I am going through our list of pre-checks for the BeaconNet, or for a list of check-ins for the BeaconNet, sorry. And we are now down to KE8MMY. Chris. How you doing tonight, Chris? And what traffic do you have for the net this evening?
Good afternoon, Northeast Ohio. We're doing fine up here on the North Shore of the United States of America. And first off, I guess for my trivia, because I'll forget it otherwise, the trivia I'm going to go with, I think it was letter C there. Essentially the street sweeper option. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. We did have a great time at Hooley's. I'm glad that I went. Food was great. Really good pick there. And yeah, Mark is a hoot as well. We had a little cabal going on between all of us there at that end of the table. That's why they stick us closest to the door.
W8WKY.
KE8MMY, back to the net.
All right, Chris. Thank you very much, sir. It's kind of weird. I just noticed on your on NetLogger, the city they have you in is Amherst, and the county they have you in is Ashtabula County. I'm not sure what's going on with NetLogger and why that is, but if you feel like taking a look into trying to figure that out, that's might be worth it. Anyway, thank you for your answer and your comments. And next we had WV3K Phil, who was in and out, and we are now down to K8 BHQ. Oh, I just messed this up. K8 BHQ /AG. Ben, go ahead and come back with your traffic there, Ben.
KE8BHQ/AG. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about passing the license test for general, and I got a perfect score to boot, so I'm pretty proud about that. As for traffic, I've mostly just sat around the house all day and looked at HF radios on the internet all day, trying to figure out how I'll save up money to be able to afford one. But as for trivia, I think I'm going to go with answer B for Bravo, and that's about all I have. This is KE8BHQ/AG, and I'll get back to net control.
All right, Ben. Thank you, sir. And yeah, congratulations on 100% on the general. That's good. I got 100% on my technician. I did not get 100% on my general, so congratulations there, sir. All right. So so we've gone through a bunch of check-ins here. This is KEAQKO, the WWKO repeater, going through check-ins to the BeaconNet. And we now have our alternate trivia master with us. So I'm going to go up to KI5DAY Alan and ask him, actually, before I do that, I'm going to go back up to K8VZA Eric. I'm going to ask him to reread the primary question, and then we're going to go to Alan and get the alternate question read. I like to have them read together so everybody can make sure they've heard both. So, Eric, if you wouldn't mind rereading the question, I would appreciate it.
KEAQKO in the group, this is KE8VZA here to deliver your trivia question. So, in urban areas in the 1800s United States, what did the night soil men do? A. Removed the contents of privies behind people's homes. B. Robbed graves. C. Cleaned horse droppings from the city streets. Or D. Dug graves the night before burials. So in urban areas in the 1800s United States, what did the night soil men do? A. Remove the contents of privies behind people's homes. B. Rob graves. C. Cleaned horse droppings from the city streets. Or D. Dug graves the night before burials. Back to you, Nick.
All right, thank you for that fine question there, Eric. And I'm also going to throw this announcement out here before I go down to Alan for my net logger and everybody who's already checked in. I'm going to do a real quick run through of everybody who's checked in and given us a trivia answer, and I'm going to call your call sign, ask you to give the alternate answer, and then move on to the next one. So I want to make this pretty quick so we don't drag this out too long. Not a lot of comments I want to have in there, just the answer for the alternate question once Alan reads it. So everybody who's already checked in, if you're still listening, be aware I'm going to call on you quick, ask you to answer, and then move on to the next one so we can catch back up to where we are right now on our check-ins. Alan, go ahead and take it away with your alternate question.
Hey, good evening there, Mr. Nick at Night, and how's my signal real quick? Is it okay?
You are sounding fantabulous there, Alan.
Well, thank you very much. That matches my face. Hi. Fantabulous. Anyway, tonight's alternate trivia question. Yeah, I dug deep and hard for this one. It took me a lot of research this week to come up with such a stupendously great alternate trivia question. Hi. Here it is. Which one of these actual real people is the only person to ever have a Pez candy dispenser made in their image? I'm going to read that question again. Which one of these actual real people is the only person to ever have a Pez candy dispenser made in their image? Was it A, Bob Ross, B, Betsy Ross, C, Diana Ross, or D, Professor Ross Cornwaldo Bean? KI5DAY, back to net.
Awesome, fantastic question there, Alan. I believe I actually know the answer to this one, but I'll definitely hold off on answering this one until much later than that, which will go along with my primary question. All right, so we're going to run through our list of previous check-ins so far. Who's already answered the trivia question? We're going to start with K8HDP. Jerry, if you're out there and you want to answer, please call now.
Good evening once again, Nick and everyone on the net. I will go with the answer Alpha, KC8HDP, back to net.
Thank you, sir. Got down there for Alpha. Next we have K8TQR. Keith, if you'd like to answer the alternate question, please call now.
KE8QKO, KE8TQR. I'm going to go with A, Alpha as well. KE8TQR.
Thank you, sir. K5CFY answered Alpha in the blue screen, and we are now down to KG4SCK Mark. What would your answer be for the alternate question, sir?
I as well pick Alpha, KG4SCK back to net.
All right, Alpha's popular answer. Down to KE8YUG. Go ahead and take it away.
I am also going with A, Bob Ross, because Happy Trees, back to net, K8YUG.
Thank you, sir. Got down for Alpha and K8QFT. Uncle Fred, what's your answer?
I'd say it's definitely one of the Rosses. Probably Alpha.
Thank you, sir. We have K8MMY, Chris from Not Ashtabula. What's your answer?
K8MMY, I think that this is a popularity contest, and so I'm going to back up Diana just because at least somebody should vote for her. So I'm doing it out of the goodness of my heart. Diana Ross, K8MMY.
All right, copy, sir. Got down there for Charlie. Next, we have K8BHQ. Ben, what's your answer for the trivia question, the alternate trivia question?
KE8BHQ. I'm going to go with Alpha, Nick, and give it back to you.
All right, thank you, Ben. Got you down there for Alpha. All right, we've caught up all of our check-in for the alternate question. This is K8QK on the WWKY repeater, running through my list of check-ins for the Beacon Net. Next, we had AF5JB, Matt, who was in and out, and we are now down to KC8FQB, Mark. How you doing tonight, Mark? What traffic do you have for us this evening?
W8WKY.
All right, KCFQ. Well, on the first question, I'm going to say Alpha, the outhouse cleaning. A. On the other one, we'll say Betsy Ross. And, don't forget, get to the W8WKY site to order your T-shirts, because Gary's going to order them tomorrow morning after 8 sometime. So, other than that, not much. It was a pretty nice day out this weekend. Getting a little cooler, but we'll send it back to net. Yeah, them T-shirts are cool. The nets are cool. And, I'll send it back to net. For those like hearing my voice, just stop around on the, border breaker net, or this net on Wednesday or Sunday, and you'll hear me. That's the only time. So, send it back to net. Well, the barometer net in the morning. But you gotta come to our hub. So back it comes, KCFTV.
Mark, you should shut the music off.
I'm going to take it right here. This is K8QK on the WWKY repeater. I know last caller tried to let Mark know he had music running in the background. I was about to do the same. This is a controlled net. Please identify yourself when you come on here and wait to be called on. When it's your turn, Mark, you did have music playing in the background that you're not really supposed to have. So if you could turn that off when you transmit, it would be greatly appreciated. All right. We had a few in and out check-ins here. We had W8TTF. We had KD2HCE. We had K5OSB. We had WJ9E. Now, before I go down the rest of the check-ins, I noticed on the blue screen we had another check-in from a common mobile station, and that is KC3QFC, FedEx Mike. I'm going to go to him first, just in case he is mobile or short time to make sure he gets his traffic in here if he's listening. So, Mark, if you want to get comments into that, please call now. Or Mike, sorry, Mike.
I'm in and out of the truck right now, KC3QSC.
Copy that, sir. If you want to get traffic in, please throw a recheck out there when you're available. And next we are up to KI5 TAQ Taco Tim. How you doing tonight, sir? What traffic do you have for the night this evening?
Not much in traffic-wise as far as that is concerned. Main question, I think I'm going to go for C, and then the alternate question is going to be A, because we all know it's got to be a Ross somewhere in there. So if I wanted to, I could have gone for D. Anyways, I could just send it back to net control and let you get on down the list. This is KI5 TAQ.
All right, Tim, thank you, sir. I think if I heard you correctly, you said Alpha and Charlie. Can you confirm that?
The main question is C, and the alternate question is going to be, shall I say, is A. So that's what I'm looking at. So I go for the alternate question. I could have said D, but that's about all. But that's it.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Apparently my list, Dixie, took over for a moment, and I got you down as the wrong answers. We got you down there for Charlie and Alpha. Next we have KI5 DAY. Alan, let's hear what his comments are for the net this evening.
Hey, thank you very much. Good to be here. Thank you very much. And yeah, I'd like to thank my sponsors, Crispy Wheats and Raisins and Dave's Transmissions. Anyways, yeah, I don't really have a lot of comments. I did the net control for AA tonight, and it's been a long day, but it's been a good day. And just hoping and praying that situation over there in Israel calms down. That's pretty nasty, and hope that doesn't escalate. But I know that's crazy. But anyway, what was I going to say? I forgot. I guess for the regular trivia question, I like D because it just sounds kind of interesting that digging up graves before. Yeah, I like that idea. So it saves a lot of time and effort. As far as the alternate, I'm not going to give an answer because I looked it up on the internet like some of the other people do that are in here. You little cheaters, you know who you are. Anyways, with that, I'll shoot it back to you. Great net, KI5DAY.
All right, thank you, Ellen. I don't know. I think some people might have, but I tried to go through that list as quick as I could, and I'd imagine they have to be pretty fast Googlers to figure that one out. So I'm hoping most of the answers on there are from their soul and not from the web. Anyway, we are now down to KE5 NCP. Tom, what traffic do you have for that this evening, sir?
Good evening, Nick and everybody else on the net. Don't really have much. Currently 63 degrees here in Oklahoma, and been a beautiful day today. So we haven't done much anything, just enjoyed the weather and all that. And yeah, we was over there on the American Airlines net earlier, and figured we'd jump over here and get in on the tail end of this one. So that's about it from here. For the trivia questions, I'm going to go with Alpha and Bravo for the primary and the secondary. And with that, we'll just turn it back to you and let you get on with the net. 73s to everybody, KE5 NCP.
All right, thank you, Tom. I heard it. I did not acknowledge it in my head, and NetLogger is slow to update. Can you come back with your answers one more time, please?
Yes, sir, Nick. It's Alpha and Bravo. Alpha and Bravo.
All right, thank you, sir. I was listening, watching the blue screen, and eating a cashew, and it didn't click in my head when you said it. So we got you for Alpha and Bravo. Next, we had KC3 QFC FedEx Mike, who was in and out of his truck, and he answered Delta and Delta in the blue screen. So we're at the bottom of the list. This is K8QKO and the WWKY repeater, W8WKY repeater. And we're going to open it up for more check-ins here. So I asked Mike to recheck when he's fully available to chat. So we're going to go ahead and take some check-ins. Anyone who is not checked in that would like to, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
Kilo Charlie 5, Romeo Bravo Golf, KC5 RBG, Shannon in Tulsa.
Victor Kilo 2, Delta Yankee, Robert in Sydney.
All right, I had KC5 RBG Shannon, and I had VK2DY Robert and Sydney. We have 2 more check-ins. I'm going to try here again. Anyone who would like to check in, please, let's get a good list here. I want a good list to go through. So anyone else who would like to check into the BeaconNet, please say your, please call now.
W8WKY.
All right, that's a couple times I've seen some activity on my radio, but heard nothing. So if you were trying to check into the BeaconNet, you did not transmit. We did not pick up your traffic. So we'll give you a chance here in a little bit to try to check it again. We'll go through this. We'll go through more check-ins. But we're going to start with KC5 RBG Shannon. How you doing tonight, sir? How's Kenyon doing? And what traffic do you have for the net?
KC5 RBG. Kenyon is doing fantastic. We had a good weekend, though. I didn't get him till about 3 p.m. yesterday, and his parents were looking at some shotguns for his brother to hunt duck with, and I'm quite proficient in the firearm language and usage and all that happy good stuff. So I helped them along there, figuring out exactly, what they needed, what they were going to do, etc. And they ended up picking out a good one for him, which is kind of funny because they ended up laying 3 of them out there on the counter. One was a Beretta, one was a Stoker, and one was a CZ. And the Stoker being the less popular / lesser built one of the bunch, and she took pictures of them and sent them to him. Didn't include the prices or the brand or anything like that. Just which one looked better to him. And he picked a Stoker. So we were all real happy that he chose the cheapest one. But they're all good shotguns, so he's not gonna lack in that department at all. And from there, me and Kenyon went to Big Whiskey's for some dinner last night. Let me let this go ahead and reset. But we went to Big Whiskey's, and I had a nice, it's called a wedge salad, and it was absolutely delicious. I also had a center cut sirloin, medium rare, of course, with their loaded mashed potatoes, and that was really good. And I had asked Kenyon if he had what do you call it? Wings, yeah. That word escaped me there for a minute. But I asked him if he had wings before, and he hadn't. So they were actually running a special on them yesterday. So I did the special, and he doesn't like spicy stuff like I do. So we ended up getting, we ordered 12, and I got half with ranch rub, and half with lemon pepper rub. I thought they were delicious, but he would not try them. I did get him to pick up one of the ones that had the ranch rub, and he licked it, and he loved that. He goes, I just want to lick them, Grampy. And I was like, no, that's not how you eat them. But anyway, we had a good time, all the same. And today we went to the zoo. Had an absolute blast there. Some good times to remember there. We rode the train they have there and walked around and looked at everything. They had quite a few of the exhibits closed. They're doing quite a bit of construction out there, but so I was kind of disappointed in not being paying full price and not being able to see a lot of the animals that they have. And we did see the meerkats, tiger, Komodo dragon, elephants, giraffes, tiger. Let's reset again. KC5RBQ returning, and let them see the tiger, Asian tiger. It was beautiful too. And then next to it was some monkeys. I think they were spider monkeys. But there was also a thing that looked kind of like a deer. It was really weird. It had a weird pattern on its fur, but it kind of looked like a deer. And Kenya's like, what's that thing called, Grampy? And I'm like, I have no idea. Let's look. So they had a little plaque there on the wall, and it was a Chinese something or other, Munchjack or something like that. Really weird name, but it was really cute. And afterwards, I got to spend a little time with Mr. Allen, which was a nice time. I really enjoyed that. He came over to get something that was left here for him, and we got to visit for quite a while. And I wish we could have got to visit more, but one's busy on a Thursday night or on a Sunday night, so we'll have to catch up more later. But he got to have a full dose of Kenyon while he was here, so now Kenyon's back home with his parents and starting his week out. Hopefully I'll have him next weekend too, so we can do some more exciting adventures. This is Kilo Charlie 5, Real Big Guns, saying God bless. And I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. 73. Back to net control.
K8QKO. All right, Shannon, that sounds like a fabulous weekend you had there. I am curious, when Alan came to visit, did you make him fix a paper airplane for Kenyon?
No, Kenyon wanted to shoot him with all of his toy guns while Alan played the bongo drums.
Oh, now I want to see a video of Alan playing bongo drums, dodging rubber band bullets. That needs to exist. All right, thank you very much there, Shannon. Appreciate it. And before we go down to VK2DY, it looks like KC3QFC FedEx Mike is on the road and ready for conversation or conversing. So, Mike, if you're out there and you want to get your traffic on the net, please call now.
W8WKY.
Yeah, Kilo Charlie 3, Quebec Foxtrot Charlie. Indeed, we are out here motoring down the road. I was trying to get the trailers hooked up so I could get my butt rolling down the roadway. Of course, it's all warm, 40, it keeps flickering between a nice warm 45 or 46 degrees. The truck can't make up its mind on how warm it is out there. Yes, me, it's cold. I'm not ready for this weather yet. It's wet, windy, it's just all around miserable out there. So, let's see, big news, trivia's done. Okay, here we go. Today, as of 6:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have a new tech radio ham operator. She has finally got her certificate of examination. It is now up to the federal coin collectors to, demand their money and then issue her call sign. So hopefully Wednesday night, she will be able to check into the Beacon net for the first time. I'm hoping. I am so happy with the progress she made. She did it all in about a week and a half, from start of study to testing. She did test Saturday morning, but unfortunately she missed the magic number by 3. But that didn't stop her. She looked at me. She says, "I want you to schedule another test for tomorrow." Okay. We set that appointment up. She did her studying all day yesterday and some this morning. Went, took her test, and oh man, the joy that was on her face. So she's excited. I'm excited, and I can't wait to get her on the air with the PTT button. Other than that, we'll send it back to net control. Kilo Charlie 3, Quebec Foxtrot Charlie.
That's fantastic, Mike. Congratulations to you and her and everybody, and we look forward to hearing her on the net instead of hearing about her on the net. And I assure you, we'll tell her that we've all heard good things and no bad things whatsoever. But it's fantastic, and I assume she's probably listening, so congratulations, and check in when you can. We are now going to go down to VK2DY, Robert in Sydney. How you doing tonight, Robert? Or today for you, I think, and yeah, what's it like down there in Sydney? How's spring progressing for you?
afternoon. This is Robert, VK2DY, and let's do the tagline. Kellyville Ridge, New South Wales, but all part of the urban sprawl that is Sydney. 1:51 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time here in Sydney on Monday. We just sprang forward a week ago to Daylight Savings Time, so we are on Daylight Savings Time. I'm liking it. It's nice. It's light till after 7 p.m. now, which it wasn't a week ago. So all's good with that. Other than that, it's about 80 Fahrenheit. We may get a degree or two more before the day is through, but we're pretty much at the high temperature for the day. We're sort of in that cyclical period where we have a few cool days, a few warm days, a few cool days, a few warm days. And so we just finished the weekend with cool days, and we're starting back into the warmth again. And I think by Wednesday we'll be over 90 Fahrenheit again. So it's just a roller coaster ride in the spring here in Sydney. Saw my first jacaranda tree today in bloom, so I know we're getting to the later part of the blooming season already. It's sort of hard to believe, but it is. So jacarandas are now starting to bloom. And what else is happening? Vegetable garden is growing quite nicely. Just was watering that a few minutes ago, and it's growing quite nicely. So everything's coming along here into the spring and summer. And definitely looking forward to some summer and getting out and going to beaches and stuff. Very much looking forward to that. Thank you for taking my check-in. VK2DY, back to net.
All right, thank you, Robert. I understand the warm and cold and warm and cold and warm and cold. We get that here too, and that's but it's getting colder instead of warmer for us. So definitely appreciate you here getting in with us. It's always good to hear you. And we are now down at the bottom of the list. This is KEAQKO and the WWKY repeater. Anyone who would like to check into the Beacon Net, please say, oh, you know what, Robert, I don't have your answers to the trivia question in here. I need to get those. Do you have those for me?
Oh, I missed the reading of the trivia questions. If you'd reread them, I can give you some answers. VK2DY.
Absolutely, sir. We can go up and do that again. KEAVZA. Eric, can you reread the primary question for us?
KE8QKO in the group. This is KE8VZA with the main trivia question. In urban areas in the 1800s United States, what did the night soil men do? In 1800s United States urban areas, what did the night soil men do? A. Remove the contents of privies behind people's homes. B. Robbed graves. C. Cleaned horse droppings from the city streets. Or D. Dug graves the night before burials. So the options were A. Remove the contents of privies behind people's homes. B. Robbed graves. C. Cleaned horse droppings from the city streets. Or D. Dug graves the night before burials. Back to you, Nick.
All right, thank you, Eric. Let's go down to KI5DAY Alan and get the alternate question read for us again. Alan, take it away.
Hey, KI5DAY. Yeah, thanks, Nick. I just copied and pasted it to the screen here, and for whatever reason, it's taking its sweet time to pop up. There it is. Okay. Tonight's alternate trivia question is as follows. There will be a disclaimer for this when I'm done reading it, and I'll tell you why. But which one of these actual real people is the only person to ever have a Pez candy dispenser made in their image? Again, which one of these actual real people is the only person to ever have a Pez candy dispenser made in their image? Was it A, Bob Ross, B, Betsy Ross, C, C, Diana Ross, or D, Professor Ross Cornwaldobine. And the disclaimer to this is there was more than one real person's image made, but for the purpose of this question, which one of these real people is the only person to ever have a Pez candy dispenser made in their image? Again, the choices are A, Bob Ross, B, Betsy Ross, C, Diana Ross, or D, Professor Ross Cornwaldobine. KI5 DAY.
All right, Alan. Thank you, sir. And now let's go back up to VK2DY and get his answer for the trivia this evening. Robert, take it away.
Yes, thank you very much for rereading those. I really appreciate that. Well, let's see. A, night soil, I think, refers to human waste. So I'm going to guess A for that one. And the second one, I am completely and totally stumped by. So let's go with Bravo. VK2DY. Back to net.
All right, thank you, sir. Got you down there for Alpha and Bravo. And this is K8QKO on the WWKY repeater at the bottom of my list of check-ins for the BeaconNet. So, anyone who'd like to check into the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
W.
The HT or something wrong with the antenna. I couldn't make it in before. So maybe I changed over to something else. WBAGKV Ed and Wadsworth there.
WBAGKV Ed, we got you in there. And we're going to open up here and see if there's anyone else who likes to check in after you. So if you want to check into the BeaconNet, please call now. All right, looks like we just got Ed there. So, WBAGKV, Ed, how you doing tonight, sir? What traffic do you have for the net this evening?
What happened to this HT? It wasn't the HT that failed. It was the Yaesu. I don't know what that is. I'll have to check that out later. But somehow I got a beep on here, and I remembered that was on there. So somehow I couldn't figure out how to get it out. But yeah, no real traffic. Just say good evening to everybody on the net. And while I'm thinking of it, let me think here. I think that I'm going to take C for the primary trivia, and I don't know the answer on any of these, but I think I'm just going to take a guess on B, because I think that was the only familiar name. Was Baker on the other trivia. So that's my story there, and I guess the speaker mic, there's a little microphone built into the, I have a 350, it's a 350 FT something, 350 something else, Yaesu, and it's got the mic built in and the two speakers on the display. And so something may have gone wrong. That's why I couldn't get in, I guess, earlier. But anyway, just say good evening all the way around there, and back to net control. WBAGKV.
WBAGKV, KUKO. All right, thank you, sir. Got you down there for Charlie and Bravo. Glad you're able to get your radios, the distribution sorted out there. And thanks for getting in with us. All right, back to the bottom of our list. We only had one check-in on the last call, so we're going to go back up to our net control team, and we're going to see how all of them are doing this evening. We're going to start with K8QWE, Mike. How you doing tonight, Mike? What traffic do you have for the net this evening?
think Mike went to bed, Nick. KD8SLG.
All right, Nick. Thank you. I must have missed that. And I guess next we'll go to you, KD8SLG, KEAQKO. What traffic do you have for us this evening?
Ty Ming. It's all about Ty Ming. KE8QWO. QWO? Where did that come from? KE8QKO. This is KD8SLG. Good evening, Nick, and all of the Beacon netizens. Let's see. Let's knock out trivia real fast. First one, I think it's road apples. So whichever one it is, cleaning up horse poop. I'll take that one. And of course, we've got to take care of the alternate question here. So I'm going to go with Bob Ross. That would be A, I believe. I'm going to follow along. But there is always a thread of truth woven into Alan's distractors. And while there is not actually a Professor Ross Cornwaldo Bean, as far as I know, if you've ever watched Bob Ross's The Joy of Painting, which is a PBS show, at the beginning of every PBS show, they have the sponsor for it, who the endowment is from, and whatnot. If you go back and watch old Bob Ross Joy of Paintings, you will find that they were endowed by the Cornwaldo Bean Foundation. And now you know the rest of the story. Great weekend, great seeing all those folks at Nor's up north there. Hula hoops were awesome. That's onion rings for the uninitiated. And Nick, the shepherd's pie did look absolutely fabulous. That was at the top of my list, but I went with a Cuban sandwich. They had an interesting take on the Cuban. It was pretty good. Congratulations again to Ben. Great job on getting your general there, sir. And we'll see if we can't find you an HF rig somewhere. A little bit slow tonight, but great hearing everybody out there, seeing all my friends here on the Beacon Net. This is KD8SLG. Back to net control.
All right, thank you, Nick. Yeah, I haven't had the Cuban sandwich at the Holy House. There's a couple of things I usually get there, and that's not one that I've had before. The Holy Hunks are always good. I like the Holy Hunks. They're really boneless wings, but saying Holy Hunk over boneless wings is a lot more fun. Yeah, that's a fun restaurant. I enjoy it, and sorry I missed that, but I was doing other things, and family and kids come first. But it was a fun weekend anyway. I'll get to that in my comments here in a minute. I think I already mentioned it, but I'll go over it again. We're going to go down to KD8 EPC. Dustin, how you doing, sir? And what traffic do you have for us this evening?
Hey, QKO and the Beacon Net. This is KD8 EPC. I really don't have any material for you tonight, Nick, so I'm just going to go right to it and give you a A for both trivia answers. Thanks to Eric for joining the team there and doing trivia tonight. Thanks again to Alan for doing his trivia, for Andy for logging, and you and Mike for taking care of everything so me and Nick could kind of sit back and relax. I'm tired. I'm going to bed, so with that, I'll say 73 all the way around. Have a great rest of the net, and we'll catch you all down the log. KD8 EPC, back to net control.
All right, thank you, Dustin. Got you down there for Alpha and Alpha. Next, we're going to go down to Andy, ABNMO, our master logger for the evening. Andy, what traffic do you have for us, sir?
Well, toot toot is all I can say. Howard doesn't toot his horn anymore. I'm missing that. I don't know, and neither does Taco Tim anymore. I don't know. Anyhow, this is ABNMO. Well, good evening to you there. Glad to be just logger today. Thank you, Eric, for bringing the trivia question here. I got a few more trivia questions tucked away here. So, but it's nice not having. I was trying to keep up on the blue screen here. I know Chris MMY was. Well, you brought up the whole Ashtabula accounting thing there, and I was trying to solve that, and either of us can figure out how it was wrong in the first place. Like I had mentioned on the blue screen, it pulls whatever's on QRZ. So the information on QRZ.com under Chris's listing, and no, I can't keep up on the blue screen now. And whatever was on Chris's listing on QRZ is what showed up there. So it still says Ashtabula County there. And I clicked on the map, which initially plots it by grid square, and it put him up in North Kingsville. And Chris said he's never lived there in his life. I don't think so. How did that get wrong in the first place? Neither one of us can figure it out. But it's fixed in NetLogger, and I saved it, but it only saved it to my computer. So just Nick, you'll have to go in and fix that the next time. Maybe you can save a profile there on Chris's if you want to do that now. You might be able to just do that. Other than that, it'll show up as Ashtabula County on Wednesday. But we'll get it straightened out for you there, Chris. So anyhow, what did I do today? Not much. Worked a little FT8. Didn't take a nap, which was probably a good thing. Now I'll sleep better tonight because I'm not as well. I'm more tired now, which is a good thing to be tired at 11:08 p.m. So, as you can see, I got a whole lot of nothing here, and so I'll move on to Trivium. Let's see here. I don't know. I call it horse exhaust. I have to dodge a lot of that driving through Amish country where I live out here, especially in Middlefield where I work. But I guess they would be colloquially called the road apples. So I guess I'll have to go with that on the first one. That's the first one that popped in my head. And I'm absolutely. Now that I timed out the world, I'm absolutely sure that who was that? Dr. Cornwall-Levine Ross, Professor Ross Cornwall-Levine. That has to be the answer. Anyway, I'll throw it back to you there. This is AB8MO.
All right, thank you, Andy. Oh, geez, your trivia answers. I heard them and I listened, and I think you said, hang on a second, let me scroll up here. Looks like you had Charlie, and did you have Alpha for the alternate question? Oh, Charlie and Delta. All right, Charlie and Delta, we got you in there. You updated that for me. All right, thank you, sir. Next, we're going to go to K8VZA Eric for his comments. Eric, do not read the trivia answer yet. We're going to do one more round of check-ins before we ask for answers for the trivia question. But go ahead and send your comments our way, sir.
KE8QKO in the group. This is KE8VZA. Thanks there, Nick at Night. I'll hold off on the answer to the trivia. I know everybody is waiting with bated breath. Anyway, I too enjoyed the Nor's Saturday lunch and the visitors coming up from Sarah. That was a nice treat. Good time was had by all. The eyeball QSOs were great, and the food was pretty good too. Had the barbecue chicken wrap, although I've had the boxty before, and it's really good. Dealing with a little seep in one of my pipes, our boiler system that heats the house, and I'm trying this magic putty on it, this JB water weld stuff, and we'll see if it works. I'm not holding out much hope, but I figure it's a good shot, because it's kind of a difficult spot to cut out the pipe and sweat in a new one. But anyway, that's all I have for now. Hope everybody has a good beginning of the week, and stay tuned for the trivia answer in a little bit. This is KE8VZA. Back to you, Net Control.
All right, thank you, Eric. Hey, let us know how that works out for you for the with that putty, because I'm always interested in new solutions, and any sort of water pressure tends to push things away. So if it doesn't hold up, then let us know. I'd be interested. And I didn't catch your answer for the alternate question. You want to toss that back out there?
KE8QKO, KE8VZA returning. Apologies, I forgot to give it to you. I'm going to go with Bravo for the alternate trivia question. I figure Pez dispensers were pretty popular in the 70s, right around, before, after, during the bicentennial, and Betsy Ross might be a good one. Anyway, back to you, Net Control.
All right, thank you, Eric. Sounds like sound reasoning for the alternate question. All right, so my answers, I'm going to toss them out there. I'm going to go with, for your primary question, I'm going to go with Charlie, the clean horse droppings. And the alternate question, I'm going to go with Alpha, Bob Ross. The reason I'm going with Bob Ross, and I could be wrong, I don't really know the answer, but I know that after he passed away, his family apparently used his image and likeness a lot more liberally than he would have liked, or seems to would have liked when he was alive. And they did a whole bunch of marketing and all kinds of things that went on behind the scenes and lawsuits. And they'd say there was a documentary about it I watched a while back that, it was interesting, but also kind of sad, because your success gets cannibalized by people later in life or after you pass. Anyway, and as far as my weekend goes, like I mentioned earlier, I went camping with my son's Boy Scout troop. Went up to Geneva on the lake, went to the Geneva State Park, and they did some service projects, some park cleanup, trash pickup, things like that. But we got to camp out right by the beach, which was really cool, instead of at the campground. And it was a beautiful view right there at the beach, right at the water. But around midnight Friday night, the winds picked up and were blowing about 30 miles an hour. I was in my tent, and the tent was leaning over on top of me. And I was just thinking, oh, geez. I was in my sleeping bag. I was warm, but it was kind of crazy. And then the winds were picking up back up again on Saturday night, and we realized some rain was moving in, so we decided to pull the kids out, pack everything up, and just go home Saturday night instead of Sunday morning, which seemed like a good idea, because while we were packing, we got doused in rain, hit with some hail, and it was kind of a crazy evening. But all in all, great weekend. Love sleeping in the cold weather. Love being in a warm sleeping bag when it's cold outside. Just hate getting up in the morning when it's cold outside. Anyway, with that, this is K8QKO, the WWKY repeater, going through check-ins to the Beaconette. We're going to open it up here one more time for anyone who would like to check in. So please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. All right, well, nothing else heard there. So we're going to go back up to our trivia masters and get the answers. So K8VZA, Eric, let's get that answer. Let's see what the nice soil man really did.
KE8QKO in the group. This is KE8VZA with your trivia question answer. So in the 1800s, the answer actually is alpha, remove contents of privies behind people's homes. So in the 1800s, municipal sewer systems did not exist initially, and people's backyard privies had to be emptied 2 to 3 times a year. Even with the advent of the flush toilet, most of them emptied into a cistern in people's backyards. So the term night soil was a polite term given to humid waste, so that it was removed at night, and people didn't have to talk about it in other terms. So the night soil men were paid very well. There were hundreds of these men employed, and it was a very dirty business, as you might imagine. Some worked directly for cities like New York City. Others worked as independent contractors. The night soil men would use various dipping and scooping devices to retrieve the contents, and they often had to haul their buckets through people's houses if they had no access from the back, like from an alley. And sometimes they weren't very careful, and they sloshed stuff on people's floors, and it just was a mess everywhere. I'm going to take a break for time. KEA VZA returning. The night soil men would haul their full buckets in horse-drawn carts out to rural farms to be used as fertilizer many times. However, some night soil men would dump the contents into creative places like the Hudson River, for example, or in Washington, D.C., one of the popular dumping grounds was a marsh very close to the White House, which wasn't very far from its water source. The manual apparatus were soon replaced by pumping machines, but the problem still existed. The stuff was piling up. The population was increasing in urban areas exponentially, especially with the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, and the pressure was on for a better answer. So construction of municipal sewer systems began and were largely in place by the turn of the century. By the early 1890s, New York and Brooklyn had about 844 miles of sewer, and Chicago had 525, and Philadelphia had 376. So there it is, more than you ever wanted to know about what night soil might be and what the night soil men may have done. This is KE8 VZA, back to net control.
W8WKY.
All right, fantastic, Eric. Yeah, I think I usually have my night soilman come out to my place in the spring, but he shows up with a big truck and a hose and a pump, and I stay inside because you're right, that smell, even if it's mine, I don't want to smell it. It is gnarly. I don't know how those guys do it. My hat goes off to them because, yeah, it's a crappy job. I wouldn't want to do it. But thank you for a fine trivia question there, Eric. Let's go down to KI5DAY. Alan, let's see what the answer is for the alternate question.
KI5DAY. Good net again, guys, as usual. Sorry I got here a little late, but I wound up accidentally being net control for the American Airlines net tonight because I was home. And I took Lloyd's place because he was busy. And he's taking my place on the 5th Sunday because I'll probably be busy. So anyway, tonight's alternate trivia question was, which one of these actual real people is the only person to have ever had a Pez candy dispenser made in their image? The answers were A, Bob Ross, B, Betsy Ross, C, Diana Ross, or D, Professor Ross Cornwaldo. One more disclaimer for this. As I said, for this question, it pertained to these people because there were more people that had actually Pez dispensers made after them. Somebody even said presidents. Yes, there were presidents that were made into Pez dispensers. But for the purpose of this question, for these real people in this list, overwhelmingly everybody picked Bob Ross. And of course, that would seem like the go-to answer. The hair, the soft voice, the painting, the brilliance of Bob Ross. We all know him and love him. But the actual answer is B, Betsy Ross. Yeah. So y'all did not get it right, most of you. Some of you did, about 5 of you, I guess. But with that, I hope everybody has a good night. KI5DAY, back to net control.
All right, Alan. Thank you for another fine question there. Definitely got us all. And all right, we're going to take one more round here of check-ins because there's usually somebody out there that lingers until after the answers are read that checks in. But before we do that, I'm going to make a comment on SLG's comment that he made about KEA-BHQ and getting a new radio. And Ben, in case you're not aware, I think it's next month, maybe this month. We'll have to look at the Massillon Amateur Radio Club's site, but there's a Hamfest going on at Knapp's Air Museum in the very near future. So if you're looking for an HF rig, it might be worth doing that. And if you're not sure what to buy, maybe find some folks on here that want to tag along and help you look and all that stuff. I'm going to try to go. I forget what the exact dates are, but I want to try to make it myself. I'm sure other people probably will as well. So that's out there. Anyway, this is KEA-QK on the WWKR repeater. I'm going to take one more, and I say again, one more round of check-ins since the answers have been read for the trivia questions. If there's anyone out there lingering that wants to get their name on the list, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
SLG, recheck.
KD8 SLG, I believe I asked for your name phonetically, followed by alphabetically.
You can ask me anything you want there, Nick. Rechecks are a different thing. You already got my name down there somewhere. I got to put on my executive hat for a minute. Let me put that on. There we go. Just want to remind everybody that if you want to get a Barometer Net T-shirt that was designed by our very own KG4SCK, those orders have to be in basically by the end of the Barometer Net tomorrow morning. So if you're still wanting a T-shirt, hop on there and order one. Quick glance, I'd say we've probably sold 45 or so far. So pretty good numbers. That's pretty groovy. Thanks for letting me jump back on there, Nick. This is KD8 SLG. That would be Kilo Delta 8 Sierra Lima Golf. Back to net control.
All right, thank you, Nick. And I think there might be a correction in there. Isn't that your vice executive hat that you have to wear?
Well, we all fall under the umbrella of executive. So there you go. KD8 SLG, back to net control.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you for the T-shirt the T-shirt announcements. So if you haven't ordered a T-shirt and you would like to get one, better get to it tonight because this is your last call. The last call for T-shirts. All right, on behalf of let me start this over. On behalf of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, myself, K8QWE, AB8MO, KD8SLG, KD8EPC, and K8VZA. I would like to thank each and every one of you for checking in with us this evening. Come and join us on the next edition of the Beacon Net, Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on the WWKY repeater Allstar Node 48496 and Echolink WAWKY-R. You are welcome to join us on the Barometer Net, also on the WWKY repeater every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, except for Sundays. Also, don't forget to check out our friends on the Boredom Breaker Net every day at noon Central Time. That's 1 p.m. Eastern Time. On Allstar Node 49562 and Echolink N5XQK-R. Also, don't forget to check out our friends on the Boredom Breaker Net every day at noon. I read that same line twice, didn't I? Forget that one. You've been listening to the Beacon Net. This is K8QKO, returning the repeater to normal and customary amateur radio use at this time. 73 all.
W8WKY.